Isabella, Mom told me. I heard you decided to get married. Yes. Congratulations! I can't believe that you, adult girl, are getting married before me. I'm so surprised. Thank you. That's it? I reached out to you, but you're kind of cold. Maybe it's because you've done things in your life that have left you cold. What? What are you talking about? Did I do something? You've been making fun of me for a long time. Have I? I don't remember doing anything like that. You just called me dull, didn't you? Oh no, that's just a joke. I didn't mean to offend you. I've told you many times that I don't like that kind of thing. You're still as detailed as ever. If you worry about every little thing, your life won't be fun, will it? I think you don't care enough. How much trouble I've been put through. Do you have any idea about that? Trouble? I have no idea. You ran away from somewhere to my house at the end of last year too, didn't you? You stole your coworker's boyfriend, and then she found out and came to your house because of that. What? Was that my fault? Wasn't it the guy who cheated on her? You're both to blame. It's crazy to mess with the partner of someone you're close to in the first place. I remember when I was in high school, your boyfriend fell in love with me too. Maybe you've been holding on to your roots for a long time. I don't expect you. I know it's pointless for me to get upset. Oh, you mean you won't let me see your fiancé? Maybe you think I'll take him away from you again? I just don't want to invite trouble. You know, you say a lot of unnecessary things. I'm not interested in your fiancé. I mean, he works at a factory, right? I really laughed when I heard that. How can you marry someone who works in a factory uniform? You really need to fix that kind of thing. You're saying the same thing to everyone around you, aren't you? What's wrong with that? Nobody wants to work in a factory. Wouldn't you prefer an elite businessman or something? Don't think you're right. Besides, I think any profession is respectable. I believe factory workers can get married because of someone like you. The right person for the right job. I don't know, but I guess they're attracted to each other on the same level. Enough. Talking to you makes me sick. You don't have to say it like that. If you feel uncomfortable with it, doesn't that mean I've got a point? I believe no one likes their young fiancé to be disrespected. What? You're not disrespecting him. Enough. Stop talking. As your sister, I'll tell you one last thing. If you keep acting like that, you're really going to lose friends around you. I think you should start to think about yourself a little more objectively. Well, whatever you say, it's not good enough for me. You and I are in different positions, aren't we? A pretty woman can do whatever she wants. People are kind to me just because I'm pretty and beautiful. Okay, you're going to have a right? I don't want to be surrounded by a bunch of poor people, so I'm not going to the wedding. Fine. I'm planning to have just my family and close friends. I see. Well, I hope you don't regret getting married. Even if you have money problems in the future, don't rely on our parents, okay? Hey sis, I've got the invitation for the wedding. Oh, did you get it? Actually, I'm getting married too. It's going to be a gorgeous ceremony, so please dress up as much as you can. Don't embarrass me. Why? Why are you doing this? About what? It's my wedding day. It's the same day as the wedding I was planning. Huh? Was it? But I sent the wedding invitations to everybody first. If you sent the invitations to them afterwards, wouldn't they all be turned off? What kind of sister goes out of her way to put her own ceremony on top of her elder sister's wedding? You chose the same way to ruin my wedding, didn't you? I can't believe you're thinking like that. I really can't believe it. Do you enjoy doing this? What? I don't think it's fun or anything. I just did what I wanted to do. What's your problem? The groom's name. This guy was at the same college as you, right? Oh, you remember. He used to be a dull guy, so I didn't take him seriously before. But now he works for a big company. So I just took him out for dinner and suddenly he asked me to marry him. Didn't you say he was creepy? He came to our parents' house without a notice. He seemed a little insidious. Now he has better looks than before. Above all, I'm fine with it because he has money. If he has money, he can make himself look better as much as he wants. I see. But after college, he married someone who looked like you. Didn't you make fun of him? Yeah, he left his ex-wife shortly after he and I started seeing each other. He said he'd rather have me than his ex-wife. But are you okay with it? Do you really like him? Of course I do. I love the fact that he has money. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm asking if you sincerely want to marry him. Hey, you know what? There's a difference between someone who will be my boyfriend and someone who will be my husband. Marriage can't be built on love alone. Marrying someone who loves me, that makes me happy the most. Don't you feel sorry for his ex-wife or something? Because, I mean, even if it was only temporary, you were dating a married man, right? Huh? Why would I care about that? It's his fault for dumping her, isn't it? That's how unattractive she was. Didn't you have an affair once before and demanded alimony? And did you forget that mom and dad scolded you for that? They said there's no next time, right? That guy paid all the alimony, so I'm fine. Too bad. In the end, getting a man who's reliable is the right thing to do. So you really don't think any of it, do you? Oh, I got a call from my cousin that she's coming to the wedding. Isabella, I'm sorry. My parents and relatives decided to come to my wedding instead. Your wedding will be like a wake. Oh, why don't you change the date? There are still a few days left, so you won't have to pay any fee for the change. It's okay. We've always planned to have a small number of people. Besides, I'm not going to change the date since we picked our anniversary. Oh, really? You didn't have to do it on the same day. You just had to pick the same day, didn't you? It's just a coincidence. We're sisters, so maybe we're telepathic. I don't care about that. I won't have anything to do with you from now on. I don't want to have a relationship with you as a family member or as your sister. You're going to cut me off just because my wedding is on the same day as yours? I think it's also quite a thing to intentionally put a wedding on the date. And it's not the only reason. I can't stand your personality, sis. I've put up with it because we're family, but I can't take it anymore. Okay, well, I don't need you in my life. Do what you want. I've been accused of having plastic surgery because my ugly sister. I'm going to live as an only child from now on. You do that. It's easier for me to live that way. Bye. Good luck with your miserable poor wedding. You and your factory working husband are going to have a hard time for the rest of your lives. Isabella, how's the crappy wedding? Are you enjoying it? It hasn't started yet, but I think I'm going to enjoy it. You're just being tough like that, aren't you? What's the point of having a wedding when parents won't even be there? Why didn't you move the date? It's okay. I'm really happy. I'm really glad that everybody's celebrating with me. Who's everyone? The husband and his low family, and my parents and our friends. My parents? My parents are coming to my wedding. They didn't go there, did they? They haven't come yet, but I'm sure they'll be here soon. And the guests are going to keep coming. It's going to be a great day. Really? Why don't you ask the staff if the guests are coming? Huh? Why? Wait a minute. They said they need to talk to me now. Okay. Isabella, are you sure Mom and Dad are there? No one has come to my wedding yet. Yes. Everyone's having fun at my wedding. The ceremony hasn't started yet though. We're still in the middle of the pre-party. What? Why? Our parents and all the relatives, they replied to me that they would attend my wedding. Sis, did you really think they would celebrate with you like that? I'm getting married, remember? And with a rich guy at a fancy place. It would be weird if they didn't congratulate me. I sent the invitations first. Why should your wedding ceremony take priority over mine? It's the result of what you've been doing to them. Huh? When you meet people, you always talk down on them. You always look for faults in others and show off. Which part of such a person are they supposed to like? We're family, so likability is not relevant. You and your husband were having an affair at first, right? I didn't tell him to break up. He just left his wife on his own. Even if so, people around you and his ex-wife wouldn't see it that way. Your husband's ex-wife came to our parents' house a few days ago. She wants us to pay alimony. What? My husband said he already paid alimony. He didn't pay for it. Neither for you or for himself. What? What's going on? Your husband, by the way, he doesn't seem to have any money. No? His ex-wife told me that he lied about working for a famous company. The wedding expenses and the present for you. He had to borrow money to pay for everything. No way. Are you kidding me? Are you making this up on purpose because you can't stand that I'm happy? It's true. He lied to you because he wanted you to like him, didn't he? Why don't you ask him about that? That's not possible. He's already spent thousands on me, remember? Anyway, tell our parents to come to my wedding right now. If things continue as it is, none of the guests I've invited will show up. Please, tell them quickly. There's no time. Mom, Dad, and relatives, they won't attend your wedding. Oh, but they said they'll just send a wedding gift later because they feel sorry for you for canceling at the last minute. I don't understand. I want people more than money right now. You want me to have a wedding where only the bride's side of the table is empty? Sis, do you know how many times we've been charged alimony by the wife of a partner you had an affair with? This is the second time. As you can see, our parents are more than pissed off. If our parents won't celebrate with you, why would our relatives come? It's my wedding, you know. Canceling at the last minute is horrible. And my friends and co-workers aren't coming either. Did you do something? Are you trying to humiliate me because I arranged the wedding on the same date? Why would I do such a thing? I don't want anything to do with you. Oh, by the way, I heard from his ex-wife. I heard there's some kind of a victim group against you. What? You have been stealing boyfriends from your colleagues and your friends. You've been messing around with other people's boyfriends without any hesitation, haven't you? And you're always talking down on me. You have a lot of things that make people hate you. So what? Most of your coworkers and friends that you sent invitation to, they said they were going to ditch you. Women are scary at times like this. They take revenge at the worst possible moment. Are you sure none of them are coming? I don't know all the details, but I guess if they haven't shown up at your wedding, that's what it means. Hey, I can't have a ceremony like this. Your husband's guests are there, right? This is not the first time for him, and he left his wife, so my parents-in-laws aren't coming either. He's invited fewer people than I have. I see. Well, that's tough. I mean, wouldn't your wedding be the miserable one, sis? Hey, please, Can you ask at least mom and dad to come to my wedding? If possible, would you please reach out to our relatives too? Why me? If you ask them, I'm sure they will listen to you, right? Please. There's no time left. We decided to get married, and this can't be happening. You brought this on yourself, didn't you? Even this marriage of yours. I decided to get married first. That's why you rushed to get married legally and arrange the ceremony, right? Are you really that condescending? I'm not doing that. I'm the oldest sister, so it was natural for me to get married first, wasn't it? But since you decided to get married on your own, why don't you stop competing with others? You're only making it harder for yourself. Why do I have to be told what to do by you, ugly dog? Don't tell me what to do. You've been living your life looking down on others like that. Isn't that what brought you here? That's why no one will celebrate for you. Isabella, I'm sorry that was out of line. I'll be careful from now on. It's too late for everything. I'm sorry. I'm begging you. Please let me have our parents come to my ceremony. After today's wedding, I really won't make you any trouble. I don't want to be bothered anymore. That's why I've cut you off. If you're really sorry, you can handle it yourself. Well, my wedding is about to start too. Goodbye, sis. Let's get married and be happy with each other. Good luck with your miserable wedding with your self-proclaimed rich husband. After that, my sister's wedding began, but only a few guests from her husband's side came. It seemed the ceremony started off in the worst possible situation, but there was no way my sister could stand the atmosphere. The wedding was eventually called off before the reception. Also, apart from her relatives, none of my sister's friends and acquaintances from her side came to her wedding. As I thought, someone who had been frustrated with my sister up until this point had laid the groundwork, and they were encouraging everyone to cancel in the last minute. Furthermore, as the ex-wife informed me, my sister's husband does not work for a famous company. He was an ordinary company employee and had borrowed thousands of dollars to marry my sister. When she found out, she immediately tried to divorce him. Her husband, who was pathologically in love with my sister, would never have agreed to it. They still don't seem to be getting a divorce yet. My parents are completely fed up with my sister's second affair. My sister has nowhere to go for help now, since she's cut off from the rest of the family. I don't know what will happen to my sister from now on. I think she lives a life not nearly as ideal as she has imagined, paying off her husband's debts, and there's also the issue of an alimony, which won't be resolved anytime soon. I want her to take a hard look at what she has done, and I want her to reflect on it. But honestly, I don't expect anything from my sister. So at the very least, as long as she doesn't bother us, I don't care what happens to her. Thanks to my sister's usual behavior, my parents celebrated our marriage. We were able to have our wedding ceremony with the blessing of everyone around us. My husband and I are enjoying our married life together. I have been frustrated and disgusted with my sister, but there was a part of us that spoiled her too, because we were family. But finally, I was able to sort out these feelings. So I'm going to stay away from my sister. From now on, I will take care of people who care about me, and I will always remember to be thankful and build a happy home with my husband.